You are listening to the Kentucky X-Files Season 3 with your hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also visit us at www.kyxfiles.com. And now, on to our show.
Fiction. Yeah, they're not trying to put on airs, so what they're doing is authentic. But yeah, that was an eye-opener for me as well, like how well we riffed on a story in a world we didn't even live in, you know?
Yeah.
This was like a completely made-up world, and we were able to just riff.
Yeah. A lot of fun. I don't want to give up their trade secrets of how they edit, but their editing process made me think that what you're saying, like, hey, I'm going to read along with you. And we'll come up with, we'll make this happen. Now, take the end product. It's super clean. You only ever hear one party. Right?
Right.
And those of us in pro audio, you can listen and you can hear when the microphone has been stopped and started again. Okay? I can tell just by the way someone's talking. Because if you say, hey, we're going to pause here, man, take a breather. Okay. And you paused it right now. And I took a breather and I sit back. Oh, God. And then a few minutes goes by and they say, well, you ready to start again? Yeah, let's start again. You hit it again. Okay, well, now I've leaned back in and I'm not exactly where I was before in front of this mic. I'm a little off. I'm in a different position. I might have adjusted. I might have had different, whatever. All of that's going to be relayed through your voice and your breathing. So when you listen to these stories, you can hear that there's multiple times that people have readjusted and continued talking. Because if you do it on the fly, then you get something like this. Like, yeah, Josh, you're absolutely right, man. And then you get this, or you get this in a kind of smooth transition,
right.
That area of capture of the mic, the area of effect.
Well, and the other thing is they could absolutely be using phones.
Yep.
So if you're doing a call-in style, a person holds the phone the same way, no matter what. And if they're using AirPods or earbuds, it's even more.
Yeah.
It's not going anywhere.
Right.
So, your mic placement change isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
And editing that is not as big of a deal.
Right.
Because even if you do get tripped up, you can back up and say, okay, let's
do that line again.
Let's do it again. Yeah.
Yeah. So in all honesty, it's like it's sad because it's like part of me, okay, the business minded part of me goes, fuck, I can't really badmouth this.
Right.
Because I searched and nowhere did I find anything claiming that it was 100% authenticity.
Well, and even then, I mean, nobody in their right mind is going to say that, like they're trying to prove it as science and actual fact. A lot of this stuff is just the romance of these scary stories to tell in the dark around the campfire. That's all it is. Some people, have some freaky, weird ass experiences in the woods and in life, and those people want to tell their story, and a lot of times they come to people like that because they want to be in an environment that it feels like their story belongs.
I could see that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you get a story about something ridiculous you did when you was younger and you were drinking and partying with your buddies, you're going to want to tell that story in an environment that it makes sense. You're not going to sit in the office with your boss, and tell this story.
I could probably do that. My boss is pretty cool.
Right. Well, yeah, there's some of us that we could, but for the most part, like if you're not going to say like you're in a room full of investors and be like, hey, by the way, this one time when I was like 20, we did this wild shit. You're not going to do that. But like in an environment of your peers that are also like that.
Right.
You know,
it's true though. I guess the honesty part of me goes, what a bunch of horse shit, man. You're fucking lying to people. But the other part of me is like,
it's entertainment.
He's an entertainer. It doesn't matter. It's like getting mad at a movie star for not actually being the Terminator. By the way, Arnold, I could never be mad at you for anything.
Or like or like Stephen King or somebody like that, an author writing these, fantastic stories. You can't be mad at them for doing it.
Yeah. By the way, I've been listening to a new Stephen King book lately. I don't want to like name it or whatever, but I will say this, that he wrote this during the lockdown, and you can tell.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. There's a lot of propaganda going on in that book. Let's just say not my favorite one. Not my favorite. I like when the author stays outside of the story that's happening, and presents it kind of like flat and fair. Like, for example, the content creator I'm talking about. And I'll like literally say though, part of me goes, man, what a great fucking business model.
Right.
Like this is genius. So I can't be angry. I'm like, I want to be, but I can't be.
So let me ask you something about the Chat GTP thing.
Yeah.
If you type in Chat GTP and you tell it like what you wanted to type, does it go public? Is there a public record of all of these Chat GTPs that have been done?
I have no idea. I mean,
or is it like just an individual that you get at that moment?
I think you get an individual like file or whatever they call it. I don't know.
Yeah.
The one I showed you, I made 2 and I saved them. That's the only times I've ever really used it. So I could experiment more with it, but.
Right. Well, what I'm wondering is like, could you pull a transcript from said show?
Wow.
Use the metadata to do a reverse search and see if you can find an origin.
I don't know.
Because if you could do that, which I'm sure somebody can, there's somebody out there smart enough to be able to pull this up, because there's no way this stuff is that secure. It's just not. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way somebody was like, what we need to do is we need to make Chat GTP accounts more secure than Facebook, to where when you type in what you want it to say, only you sees it. It's not going to be encrypted. It's going to be out there. So if you took a transcript, did a reverse search, you might be able to bust somebody.
I was going to say that is a possibility to to make it more private. The reason why I've been quiet, I have something here. Wanted to show you guys.
What's up?
Give me 1 second. I'm just finishing it up. But
look how excited he is. I love it. I said, look how excited he is. I love it.
Must be juicy.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler, you're juicy.
Thank you. I try.
He's practically glowing.
He is. I'm excited.
What the? Okay, I'm gonna put some photos in the thing. Okay, the way that you guys were talking about these, I feel like everybody will know this. I have Midjourney. I use that for our thumbnails just to give us a little bit more spice.
Yeah.
I've never said any of these photos that we've ever used are real, but these are not the greatest. But I'm not the greatest at word prompts. I typed in real Bigfoot in the middle of the forest hiding behind a tree. These are AI generated things. There's
look at the nostrils on that one on the bottom left.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I mean, look at this, man. Jesus.
That one on the left at the bottom looks like he's whizzing behind that tree.
Yeah. Yeah. But with Midjourney, you're allowed to, if you spend the extra money, you can put your account private, where none of your stuff will ever see the light of day. You will not. No one can look it up. No one, because they have a community where you could. It just throws it up on their thing like, oh, this is today's stuff. People's has generated, and people's like, if you get down to the very minute detail on these prompts, there's a chance that you can make some crazy shit and real looking stuff. Like it's crazy.
I
So
was just
that's
thinking that when I looked at those, was look how fucking realistic they're getting.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we're looking at them. We know that they're generated, but
okay. So like now go to the next set of pictures. All right. So if you take that set of pictures and either one of those top two, and you did a little blurring, little motion blur,
yeah,
you could absolutely pass that off as something realer than what it is.
Here, upscale. I will do that. I'll do that for you guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'll bring up
I
my
like
Photoshop.
I like this, you know.
yeah.
We get Tyler in action here, seeing this Photoshop at work now. And something else to put out there is that Tyler is not a professionally trained artist when it comes to this sort of stuff. You have no professional training on Photoshop or any sort of photography schooling or anything, correct, Tyler?
Hell yeah, like no, none of that. I really feel like my Photoshop skills I think Kat would throw up.
Right. So you take somebody that has zero professional training in this and see the quality that he's coming up with, and think about what it would be like if he had professional training or somebody with professional training was doing this.
Right.
How much easier would it be to hide all this?
Oh yeah, because there's parts of them where even like Kat, my wife, she's a professional photographer. She has decades of experience, and it's literally like she can look at these AI pictures and she'll be like, oh yeah, that's the rule of thirds. That's really cool. I like the way that's done, and it's like for her, it's very like it's definitely following those rules or whatever. What, I don't even know what they're called. Like, I'm just a fucking light. I'm a light guy. That's all I do at weddings. I hold lights.
So I wonder if you could take and make it to where it focuses on the tree in the foreground and makes the background blurry.
I'd probably, if I did that, like I would have to do this. Hold on.
Because that's something a camera would actually do. Like in the heat of the moment, you could explain it away. Like, man, I really thought I had this.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can spot them out too when the
oh crap.
It doesn't have to be perfect for the sake of example. Like if you got a blurred, part of the image close to you and a blurred part of the image far away, then you know that something's been done to it.
Right.
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm impressed with this person that's photographing Bigfoot in the wilderness with sepia tones.
He's breaking out the old-fashioned fucking sepia film.
Yeah.
He's like standing there with the box. He pulls a little piece of fabric off of it.
Yeah.
I have to wait here for a minute.
I could. It would have been better. Because I see where you're coming from on this.
Yeah.
If I would have done it right here, if you guys can see my cursor.
Yeah, we can.
If I would have done this tree too, it would have been. It would give the blur a little bit more. Like it would have made it a lot better. But yeah, go to blur. That's like too much.
Yeah, I think you would have to sharpen the tree to reverse that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Here, let me go to the other one.
Every time I see the Bill Gibson thing.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to tell anyone what you've done to my crops.
You're not going to get famous.
That's perfect.
That's perfect.
I mean, that looks like every picture. There you go. That's every picture I've ever seen.
Now, see, that right there gets rid of all the details that would define it as fake or, not.
Right.
Yeah. And then now that's just too much detail.
Right. Okay. So, like, what if we did this with your software, the original software you used, and if he was hiding behind a tree in the distance, and you push that thing even further back?
That's exactly what I did. Like, this is the prompts I've used. Real Bigfoot in woods hiding behind tree in the distance, comma, blurry photo.
Yeah. Or you could do far away.
Yeah, far away.
There is video AI programs now too.
I thought they were coming out with that, but they're not as I guess not as like clean as like what we're getting with the like still photos.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that look at how the photos have changed in just the last couple months.
Yeah.
They're getting better and better and better.
And
right.
This only started in the last year or two.
So I'm saying, like, it's getting ridiculous.
I mean, look at our website, KentuckyXfiles.com. KYXfiles.com. If you look at
if you go
to that website and look at some of the AI pictures that Tyler did back then versus what he's able to do now, there's a big difference in just that.
Let's have a look-see. Let's take a look-see at the old beautiful website. Look at that. Oh man. Look at that. You can sign up to get updates from us. We're never going to bother you with that. We don't update anybody. Who are we kidding? Right. But yeah, where's that? There was episodes. Yeah. And you can go to the like that. Look at that. I remember when we was working on this, man. Well, I can't say I was. He was doing everything and I was just placing stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's incredible. And the one thing that gets me is that when you go to the feed and look, if you go far enough back,
it's fantastic. I love it. I mean, that's not Mel Gibson. That's just a guy.
Yeah, it's just a guy
eating a corn cob like a hot dog.
Yeah, right. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go back to the old ones. Was the AI here or is this before? Okay.
No. That's before.
Okay. I wonder when exactly that started.
It was the Da Vinci what was it? The Mary Vinci Man or whatever, Sasquatch.
I do like sorry, Tyler.
Oh, you're good.
I apologize. I was gonna say I do like the rawness of the old thumbnails.
Yeah.
Like I really do appreciate your original stuff you were doing. Like that right there, the antler horse one is
Rise of the Antler Horse.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. That was the first one.
And that's sick as shit.
That's so cool. What I always wanted, and I know you guys have heard it many a times, was I always loved that it's easy to figure out which season is which just by the color. That whole season will have a color. You don't have to give anything away, Tyler, but do you have us a color that you're leaning towards for season 4?
I have a color, but I wanted to throw it by you. I think I threw it by you one time, but I didn't know if I wanted to. I didn't know if I wanted to do it for season 4, but I do have a color in mind.
I like it. You keep your secrets.
Yeah,
you rascal. I like it. I can't wait to. I kind of actually like. I don't know how Josh feels, but I kind of like the idea of it. Like I don't really know what it's going to be.
So, okay, here's the thing that I enjoy is, this happens, in life a lot. When you're used to something and then you see that same thing you're used to in a different color than it normally is,
Yes.
that's fun as hell. Like, there was a picture floating around there for a while where somebody did a reverse color change on a Coca-Cola can, and it was like this pastel blue color,
Yeah.
right? And I loved it. It was like it was so stupid, but I loved looking at that Coke can, because it was the something familiar, but it was
Yeah.
completely different,
That is
So
cool.
when Tyler takes the logo, the original green logo, I loved,
Yeah.
it was one of my favorites. And then when we got this ombre red flame thing going on this orange color, that was like so cool. So I can't wait to see what the logo looks like in the next color.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited. I hope we never run out of colors.
Okay.
Or if something big happens, like something whatever in the future happens, like very, very dramatic that we're focused on for a while, like what color is that going to be? I like that. I like the feel of that, I realize now that I waited way too long to mention scheduling problems for the next couple weeks. So I'll throw it in real quick here. There's some real life stuff going on, and I might not be able to do the show for a couple weeks. We're going to do the best we can, but no promises. So if you get some shaky scheduling on the show for a little bit, just bear with us. We'll get everything back to normal in no time. And I'll record something to stick on the front of this one, just so it's
Here is the original. This was actually not done by me. This was done by a friend of Denny's when we first started.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
And then
yeah.
I redid it like halfway through.
Yeah. I like that one a lot.
I remember that one. Yeah.
This was around the time that Josh actually joined.
Yeah. Then wasn't there another one? Okay, so season 2 is my favorite.
That's the
the blue
one.
Oh wait, no. Okay, so there's another green one because it was on the background when Denny had COVID. I did a short reel.
Yeah, I have that somewhere. Give me.
I might have that one myself.
You should if you had the.
Yeah, but I can't remember if I just pulled it up or what I did.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So season 2. No, it's not in that one. Oh, yep, here it is.
Do you have it already?
Yeah, I think I do. I don't think it's as bright as the one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I had in the background.
It's still this logo, but I put the background and
it pops so good over top of the trees. That's what I had in the background of the reel I did.
And everybody knows that this is the newish logo for the show.
Because we're currently doing the show over that with it in the corner as well. We're like,
it's like KYX Files Inception.
This is Inception KYX Files because the logo's in the corner, the logo's in the background, and then it's in the foreground. I love it. And I absolutely love Denny's tagline.
Yeah. I just now noticed it.
What is it?
Tyler's Juicy.
I waited like the whole thing before I could come up with one, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw this out.
So, what is the actual game plan for this little pause we might have to take?
I don't know. I think my thought is kind of like, hey, we'll do our best, but if we can't, just expect a little hiatus. That's the best I can do because it's going to be up in the air for me personally for at least a couple weeks.
And we're not talking months.
Yeah,
we're talking like maybe 4 episodes tops.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think that would be the absolute
worst case scenario. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's coming in the future, but it's for good reason. There's good things happening. So,
it's a very, very big thing for me. Speaking of that, there's a whole story behind it. I never really bring it up too much on the show. I try not to, at least, but the stuff that my family has personally went through over the past 3 years is a hell of a story, and me and my wife are going to tell it on a little small limited platform thing, I guess, at some point. So whenever we get it all together, I'll put it out there and tell everybody about it to check it out, because if you're going through a hard time in life, hopefully we can help you at least help you keep fighting, keep going.
Right.
Because we're at the finish line right now, and we're really happy, really excited.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call it the finish line, babe. Like you've been in the staging lanes. You're headed to the the starting line.
That's true. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
This is,
I like it.
Yeah, this is the beginning. This isn't the finish.
Yeah, at least this chapter, I'll say. This chapter will be over, which I'm really happy for.
Yeah.
But to be honest, though, I really have to say this to you two guys, actually. To get through all this, there's no small way to put it, that you two, as my closest friends, I will say that I don't know how to actually word it properly. To be able to get through this with friends like these at your back, it helps. So if you guys out there, if you have your own, Tyler and Josh and Dave, I won't forget Dave. If you have your own good brothers, appreciate them, because you can lean on them. Even if you're like me and don't like to lean, sometimes it happens. And these guys have never, ever not had my back. So thank you for that, fellas.
Yeah, no problem, man.
And I usually have something I would say after I say something like that, something deep. But if I say it, then our show will get canceled.
Yeah.
But I want to believe that you guys can hear it in your head.
I could already hear it in my head moving.
I was anticipating it. I was like,
oh, God, I was too.
Get this out. That's not gonna.
Well, it hurts. It hurts so bad. Oh God. But yeah, the whole thing will be told soon, and it'll be fun. I get my wife involved, and you'll be able to hear how crazy me and her are together. And I'm actually excited, because I really think it's, if you guys knew, just, I know I've told you guys a lot of it. You guys have been there, so you guys know a lot of it. But there's just things that have happened where me and my wife would be like, "Oh my God," like, oh Jesus, could this get any worse? And then it does, and then you're like, I guess that answers my question. Right. So it absolutely can. Yes. Yeah. But it's pretty cool. Being at this point is pretty fucking awesome. I can't seem to get the grin off my face lately, which is really cool. Yeah. And just seeing how happy my wife is making it even better. So I can tell when she's thinking about this topic that I'm talking about, because every time she walks past over there, she's just got this huge grin on her face. So I know she's thinking about it too. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't really have anything else, boys. I don't have nothing else to throw at these folks.
I had one thing that I wanted to bring up, but I think it's too close to the end, and that I wanted to. I feel like we wanted to dissect, but maybe for a later thing.
Is it the thing you talked about before we started recording?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd hold off. That deserves its own episode.
Yeah.
I had two things.
Okay, because the one thing you talked about, I'm well versed in that, so I feel like I can be a part of that. Like I'm in. I'm so excited for it.
Right.
I really feel like our listeners hate us because we do this. Like, we forget about something that we want to talk about, or I think of something as we start recording, and then I'm like, I want to do a little bit more research on this one, so I'm going to leave it for the. And they're like, "Son of a bitch!"
Right.
Like, get your shit together, guys.
Yeah. Eventually, you know.
Eventually.
I mean,
Work in
that's
progress. You
isn't
know?
that some of the charm of the show, though?
Yeah, just hanging out with the boys. You know, you're here with the boys.
The boysies.
Right.
We're the boysies, and we're your boys
From
Right.
Joyzy.
from Joyce.
How'd your mom do it? How'd your grandma?
Say hi to your mom for me, okay?
Yes, say hi to your mom for me.
Just like that, we're Mark Wahlberg. Just like
Yeah.
that. That's how fast we lose the thread.
Have you ever ate a Wahlburger?
Not yet. No.
I
Are they
have.
good? Are they good?
I mean, it's not bad.
Really?
It's just, yeah, it's not bad, honestly. I had one by accident one time, and I totally forgot that I had it by accident. And this conversation actually just happened with me and the guy at work. So we were working on a Saturday, and it was like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, we got to figure out what we're doing for lunch, right?
Yeah.
And him and I both we like corned beef sandwiches. We like Reuben's, right? I was like,
Okay.
man, we're like a block away from Izzy's. And if you don't know what Izzy's is, it's a Jewish Reuben restaurant. And our dumbasses walked all the way there without the forethought that it's Saturday.
Oh no.
Right.
They arrest.
Right. They don't Reuben on Shabbos, damn it. So
Shabbos.
So about a half a block down the street from Izzy's is Wahlburgers. And I was like, this is our choice, man. Like it's Saturday downtown and we're this far up downtown. We don't have much options for lunch. So we went to Wahlburgers on accident. And it's not bad. It's about like a Five Guys or something, you know?
All right. I've never had it.
It's a little overpriced for a burger in my taste, but
yeah,
it's not a bad burger for the price, you know?
Huh. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, speaking of lunch, I think I'm going to take my ass to get some lunch right now.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I'm fucking dying.
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry myself.
Oh, my God. As soon as you start talking about burgers, I'm like, oh.
Right.
Oh, burgers.
What a weird show.
Yeah.
Why do people listen to us?
I don't know. You guys out there, go get you a burger.
Yeah.
Get you a big nasty burger. Ugh.
Yeah.
Get you a burger that you can unwrap it and you can take the paint off the wall with that thing. There's so much grease.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it The Simpsons that did that where they're like, they hold the burger up and they wipe it on a piece of paper and the paper goes transparent? That's how you know it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how the old Wendy's burgers used to be. Remember that?
Yeah.
You remember when you get like a fucking double or a triple?
Oh, the triples were absurd.
You had to keep the wrapper around it.
Yeah.
Because the hot grease would scald you.
So can we talk about the Wendy's triple and why it should not exist?
I mean, I'm kind of like half in on this, but I'm interested.
That is insane amount of beef on a burger. And then they came out with that same burger as a Baconator.
Yeah. Good one.
That shit.
I remember a time when I could eat a whole triple just like nothing.
Yep.
I had 2 doubles one time.
Good Lord.
That's impressive.
You wonder why I'm fat. I can't figure it out.
2 fisting.
Yeah.
Right.
Man. I can't talk about burgers anymore.
We could do a whole episode on restaurants and the menus that used to be, should be back.
Yeah.
Like the fact that Arby's got rid of the chicken cordon bleu.
They got rid of the fucking the big Montana.
Yep. And then the Burger King got rid of the sourdough bacon cheeseburger. Sad.
Silence.
Moment of silence.
The big Montana.
Yeah.
It was like a fucking club that you belonged to. It's like it wasn't on the menu.
Yeah.
It wasn't spoken. You get up to the fucking drive-thru and you're like checking to see who's behind you. What a big Montana. And then they're like, yeah, big Montana.
Just want to do Montana? Okay. What's the password?
New England clam chowder.
The red or the white?
Gee, I can't remember that.
You say the wrong one, they're like,
Leave the drive-through, sir.
you get it right.
Authorities have been called.
Pull forward.
Yeah, and when you remember, do you remember this? When you got the Big Montana, it was in a salad container.
Yeah.
It was that fucking big.
Wasn't the Big Montana it was a roast beef sandwich with a brisket sandwich on top of it?
It was, well, I don't.
Chicken.
The ones I always got it was literally, there was too much roast beef. It didn't fit.
Yeah.
Like, it was amazing. You're just like, you're eating it. There's enough roast beef falling off of it to make another fucking sandwich.
Yeah, but I thought
awesome.
I thought the Big Montana had 2 types of meat on it.
Are you talking about the Land, Air, and Sea?
Maybe.
Where it was beef, chicken, and fish?
No.
Technically, that is okay. I used to work at an Arby's, and around that time, we're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to mix 2 different types.
Why? Is it like
It's like a health thing. I guess they said like you can mix 2 different types of meat.
Huh? Did you ever notice that there's no real like pork fast foods?
Yeah. Yeah, you got to go to a regular restaurant to get any kind of pork.
Yeah.
Why? What do you think?
What's it called? Like trypto, blah 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 blah. ISIS.
Yeah, tryptocosis.
Tryptocosis.
Yeah,
I knew it was on there somewhere.
Worms. Is that like undercooked?
Oh, fuck you right up.
Worms.
Oh God, yeah.
Isn't that like? What about chicken? Chicken had like salmonella. Isn't that the same? Is that not as bad as that?
Salmonella like used to be real bad here. Now it's just one of our condiments.
Yeah. Oh, and not only that, like salmonella, like you just vomit profusely for like 20 minutes and you're good. But tryptocosis, it hangs on.
Oh yeah.
You get to enjoy that for a couple of days.
Okay.
Yeah, it comes with free pets.
Yeah. That's, you get to enjoy it for a couple of days with medication. Without medication, that's a lifetime event.
Speaking of that, stay away from the pork and go get you a burger. And we love you. You especially. You know who we're talking about. Yeah. Take care of each other out there.
I didn't hear the kiss. You're muted.
There was no kisses. Yeah.
Dang it. I thought we were doing this earlier and I muted myself because I was hitting my vape and I was like, God. Okay. Mwah!
See you guys.
Dramatic effect. I like it.
That's the last episode.
Oh, we left it in the recording.